What have you done? Such a mess. You goblins are nasty creatures. This is absolutely despicable. Despicable. Hey everyone, Dan here from the Diamond Minecart and welcome to another Minecraft mod review where today I'm going to be showcasing the Goblins mod, which adds in many tribes of goblins into your Minecraft world. Now these goblins aren't very friendly at all, but they do hold quite a few riches which may be of use to you if you infiltrate their villages. So before we take a look at some of the villages, let's take a look at some of the recipes for the new items inside this mod. Now first up, we've got a couple of arrows and a new special bow. Now what you see here is these little powders. We've got the nature powder, the lightning powder, the mystic powder, and the explosive powders. And you're probably thinking, where do these even come from? Well, these come from special totem poles that are inside the goblin villages. So we'll look at them later. But that's where you get them from, and you use them to make the nature arrow, the lightning arrow, the force arrow, and the explosive arrow. Now, at the minute, when this updated to Minecraft 1.5, these stopped working, unfortunately. But what these do, this one will fire an arrow, and when it lands, it will make a tree. This one will zap lightning wherever it lands. This one will explode mobs out the way, so it won't properly explode, but it will like pretty much just use the force to get mobs out the way. And then we've got the explosive arrow, which will actually explode. Now unfortunately I can't show you these just now, but hopefully with updates the mod will work. But to fire these, you're going to need a special bow, which is the magic bow, and you're going to need a bow and ectoplasm to get the magic bow, and this will be able to fire these and interchange between all of the different arrows. So you're going to be able to make these using the normal arrow recipe with the appropriate powders on top. So up next here, we've got another thing you can use the powders for. So here we've got some crystals. We've got the fiery crystal, the lightning crystal, arcane crystal, and the nature crystal. Now all of these are made by putting 2 of the appropriate colored powder together. So you're going to need 2 explosive powder to make the red one, 2 yellow for the yellow, and it's the same for all the rest. Now you can actually make one special weapon with these crystals, which is the flame blade. Now the flame blade will set things on fire when you hit things with it, which is pretty awesome. So let's try that out quickly. And to make it, you need a normal sword recipe, but you put 2 fiery crystals down there instead. So we've got a sheep over here we can try this on. So come here, sheep. It's still a day to die. Ugh. So as you can see, it sets him on fire, and it's a pretty strong weapon as well. That was like a one shot and he set on fire. So that is obviously going to be very, very useful for killing stuff, basically. So in this box below, we've got some more stuff you can use and create stuff with, and we've got 4 different staffs. So we've got the Scepter of Life, we've got the Arcane Staff, the Teleportation Staff, and the Lightning Staff, and these are again used or made by using the crystals that we talked about earlier, which are made from the various dusts you can get from the middle of goblin villages. So the first one is the Scepter of Life. Now I'm going to use this one quickly first because I've got something prepared over here. I did have 2 saplings, but this one kind of grew. It just decided to grow. So what this does is it acts as bone meal, basically, and for some reason it's there we go. I forgot the bone meal was nerfed. But anyway, it has 30 uses of regular bone meal. So as you can see, that one took 3 to make a tree, which isn't too bad, and it's much better than collecting bone meal anyway. So that is the Scepter of Life. And then we've got the Arcane Staff, and this one is made by using the Arcane Crystal. When you right click, it will fire projectiles. Now at the minute, the projectiles, you can't actually see them, but as you can see, they do work. So you can see I can hit that sheep over there. So he's doing too fast right now. But yeah, the projectiles do work. It's just the textures aren't quite working at the moment. And then we have the Lightning Staff, which will zap lightning. So let's see if we can... There we go. There we go. We can zap that sheep and cook him up real nice. So that is the Lightning Staff. And then we also have the Teleportation Staff, which is made a little bit differently. This one you need the Arcane Staff with a Nature Crystal on top to make the Teleportation Staff. And this works as you would expect it. You right click and you will zoom straight to where you want to be. So that is really, really cool. So, oh my god, where am I? And we actually have a couple more things. We have some new TNT, some bombs, and shurikens. So we've got some new TNT in this mod. We've got the enchanted TNT and the arcane TNT. The enchanted one, you need some explosive powder on top of a normal block of TNT, and you'll be able to create the enchanted TNT. So I'll put this in my inventory for now. And then to make the arcane version, you're going to need the enchanted TNT you just created, mystic powder on top to make the arcane version. Now, the description of these is this is pretty much better than TNT, and this is better than both of them put together. So I'm going to use them at the end, keep them in my inventory just so I don't forget. And then we have bombs, which is another explosive, and you need 2 stone and a gunpowder to make this. And this pretty much just, you can throw it with the right click, and when it lands, it will take a few seconds to explode. Now this, as you can see, doesn't actually affect the land, but it will affect mobs and myself. So let me throw it underneath myself, and as you can see, it affects me. So let's go and bother these sheep here. I'm going to right click, throw this bomb, and they're going to be attacked. So that is pretty cool. It is a bomb and works really well. So what have we got next in this chest over here? And what we do have in here are shurikens. Now shurikens I've covered in a couple of other mods before, but this one actually works really well. So we've got cobblestone to create it in a little square here, and you just right click to throw it, which is awesome. And now these actually have an amazingly long range on them. So if we go over here and try and hit this sheep with good aim, you can actually destroy the sheep, and you should be able to hit this one over here as well. Come on. Oh yes, did you see that? Did you see that? That was amazing. So let's try and get this one over here too. No, bad shot. But anyway, this all the weapons in this mod. So we're going to hop over to a village in a second, which is just over on the horizon here, and we'll be able to see what these goblins actually look like. And here are a selection of some of the goblin villages. So over here we have a selection of different ones. They do spawn in different sizes, and this is what the goblins look like. They do look really amazing. So here we go. This is one of them, and I'll go through the different types in a minute. But for now, there are different types of goblin villages. So over here is like a medium-sized one. Over in the distance is a large one, and over here is the smallest type. There's just a couple of goblins, a chest, and a little bit of a fire over here. So this is the smallest version, and you have little chests here. So as you can see, you can get some of these goodies from here that they've collected, like wood, food and coal, but in the bigger ones they have better loot. So let's see if we can go over some of the goblins here. We've got normal goblins, which I think are here. They've got no armor and just like a little wooden weapon, and these are very fast. They're the fastest of the goblins and will attack you. And we have the warrior over here, which has a better weapon and it has a bit of armor as well, so these are tougher to take down. And then we've got, where have we got him? Where is he? I saw him over here. Here we go. We've got an archer over here which has a bow, and he can do long range attacks as you would expect with a bow. And if I head over to the other town in a sec, there are two more types that I want to show you. But first off, here is the medium-sized town, and as you can see, here is one of the totems. So this is where you can get the natural dust from, and they have little houses as well. So the little houses will have chests in, and they have goodies like, oh look, there's like 9 iron in here, which is amazing. And then you've also got bread and apples as well, and you've got spawners in the floor, which is really cool. So they will spawn constantly when you are near them, depending on the config file. So there's lots of different goodies in here. And oh, here's another one. Here's a bomber. So this guy is a bit slower than usual, and as you can see, he's got bombs on him. So the bombs that we used earlier, he will be able to use on you. So he will throw them at you and completely destroy you. So that's it. And then we're going to move over to the better village. So this is a fully developed village. Look at this one. It's massive. It's got a stone hut at the end and just some incredible goblins in here. So let's just check some of the loot. Some of them have cobwebs in, which is pretty interesting. Got more food, some more wood, and what were we trying to find? I completely forgot. Oh yes, we found one of these just on time. This is what we call a dire wolf, and now this guy looks pretty insane. And we've got these things called dire wolf riders, which will ride, they're pretty much just normal goblins, but they will ride these guys and just pretty much be a lot faster. So the wolves will attack you and the goblins will as well. And then we have miners as well who are holding pickaxes. Now I'm not sure where they have gone. They might have gone down the mine, so I'm going to go down there in a second and find out. So yeah, let's do that. So we've got this as well. We've got the stone hut, and in here we've got a cauldron. We've got a brewing stand as well, which is pretty sweet. And we've also got a mine. So some of these villages will have these kind of structures, which are either dire wolf pens, so they will have a dire wolf rider and a dire wolf in a kind of gate structure, or they will have mines. Now in here, look, there's gold as well, lots of coal, which is really awesome. They will have mines. So let's go down this mine for now and see what's at the bottom. I don't think there's much here apart from a miner spawner, but we want to try and find some of these miner goblins. So the miner goblins will create places like this basically and just mine around. So it looks like there's a miner. Nope, there's not a miner here at all. It's a little what are you? Oh, you're a warrior. So that is a warrior goblin. So for this very situation, I have something in my inventory, which is a goblin miner spawner. So let's see if we can spawn one in, and if not, I'll just flick to when it does spawn and we'll be able to see what the goblin miner looks like. And there we go, they've just spawned in, and this is what the goblin miners look like. They will just have little pickaxes and they will start to mine, which is really awesome. Cool feature, and they create places like this, which is really amazing. So what else have we got to look at? We've actually got two more different types, or actually 4 different types of goblins that we can look at. One of them is the Lord, one of them is the Mage, and there are 2 secret ones as well. So I'm going to try and search around some of these villages for the Lord and the Mage. The Lord is pretty much just a big and huge, strong goblin, and he will be so tough to take down, and pretty much the leader of this house. And we've also got the Mage as well, which did actually spawn here, but for some reason has run away, which is a bit unfortunate. And this is what the structure I seem to believe that he came from, because of the brewing stand and the cauldron and stuff. And he is a bit weaker than the Lord Mage, than the Lord Goblin, but he will throw lightning at you, and he did start to set this whole place on fire. So I'm going to try and find those, and I'll be back in a second. You're having a whale of a time, aren't you, sir? Yeah, you definitely are. An absolute whale of a time. So I just flew around and found this town, and it seems to be the ones with the stone huts are the ones with the Lord and the Mage, and I found a Lord, so let's go in here. Is he in here? No, he's moved. Where are you? He's got a big scar across his eye, and he's looking pretty mean. He's got chainmail armor on, and where did he... There he is. Look at him. He's just trying to hide from me. So this guy's got a pretty large nose. He's a bit darker than the others, and he's got an iron sword and chainmail armor as well. So this is the Lord guy, and he'll be a lot harder to take down than all the other goblins, and he's just really strong, and is the leader of the pack here. So this is another one of those villages where you will have... a stone house over there, and you'll also have the cool looking totem poles in the middle of all 4 different kinds. And oh yeah, another thing to notice is that they will kill hostile mobs, passive mobs, why do I always call them? So if you spawn a sheep in here, they'll just automatically go ahead and pretty much just harvest them, which is aggressive but awesome as well. So I'm going to try and find the mage, and I'll be back in a second. Well then guys, I have finally found the mage, and as you can see, he is absolutely destroying me. Look at him, he's trying to set fires everywhere, and this is what he looks like. He just set fire to me and his house as well, so things are going to get a bit laggy up in here. But he will search, he looks like this, and he will... Oh my god, he's on fire. This is really, really bad. So what he does is he pretty much just fires blue balls at you, so he will completely destroy you, and apparently the rest of his village as well. So that is the mage, and I need to get out of here. Quite frankly, goblins, I didn't think you were this tough, but looks like this was a really bad idea. So the mage is after me, and oh my god, look at all these. Oh god, they've hit me down a hole, and the mage is just destroying everything. Wow, wow, this is just the worst idea ever. Right then, to finish off this mod review, we are going to test out the TNTs that we created earlier. So we've got a little bit of a testing zone here. We've got a desert that's not gonna be missing a hole anytime soon. But anyway, we've got the enchanted TNT, so let's try this out. I haven't tried these out yet, so they could be incredibly destructive. You're not going to work for me? No? Sucker? Oh god, here we go. The texture's a bit funny, but... What are you going to do? Oh yeah, so that was pretty powerful. So that's like double the strength of a normal TNT, and apparently this arcane one is a lot worse. So let's go for this, and... Come on, just work. You're not going to work for me? No? Come on. There we go. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, this one's meant to be more powerful. Oh, yep, lag. Yeah, I would say that's pretty powerful. Look at that, just utter destruction. And it's got left a little bit of a weird gap here. But anyway, that is the difference. So this was the hole made by the enchanted TNT, and this one by the arcane TNT. The arcane is definitely winning that. So that is pretty much this mod review. It is a really, really cool mod that adds in some really cool goblins. And if you do want to try it out for yourself, then please go to the description below to check it out. It will take you to the Minecraft forums post where you can download it and find out all the information about it. Also, if you're new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button for daily Minecraft videos. And for all of you, a like and a favorite would be greatly appreciated too. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do go check out this mod, and from me it is goodbye. What have you done? Such a mess. You goblins are nasty creatures. This is absolutely despicable. Despicable. Hey everyone, Dan here from TheDiamondMinecart, and welcome to another Minecraft mod review, where today I'm going to be showcasing the Goblins mod, which adds in many tribes of goblins into your Minecraft world. Now these goblins aren't very friendly at all, but they do hold quite a few riches which may be of use to you if you infiltrate their villages. So before we take a look at some of the villages, let's take a look at some of the recipes for the new items inside this mod. Now first up, we've got a couple of arrows and a new special bow. Now what you see here is these little powders. We've got the nature powder, the lightning powder, the mystic powder, and the explosive powders. And you're probably thinking, where do these even come from? Well, these come from special totem poles that are inside the goblin villages. So we'll look at them later. But that's where you get them from, and you use them to make the nature arrow, the lightning arrow, the force arrow, and the explosive arrow. Now, at the minute, when this updated to Minecraft 1.5, these stopped working, unfortunately. But what these do, this one will fire an arrow, and when it lands, it will make a tree. This one will zap lightning wherever it lands. This one will explode mobs out the way, so it won't properly explode, but it will like pretty much just use the force to get mobs out the way. And then we've got the explosive arrow, which will actually explode. Now unfortunately I can't show you these just now, but hopefully with updates the mod will work. But to fire these, you're going to need a special bow, which is the magic bow, and you're going to need a bow and ectoplasm to get the magic bow, and this will be able to fire these and interchange between all of the different arrows. So you're going to be able to make these using the normal arrow recipe with the appropriate powders on top. So up next here, we've got another thing you can use the powders for. So here we've got some crystals. We've got the fiery crystal, the lightning crystal, arcane crystal, and the nature crystal. Now all of these are made by putting 2 of the appropriate colored powder together. So you're going to need 2 explosive powder to make the red one, 2 yellow for the yellow, and it's the same for all the rest. Now you can actually make one special weapon with these crystals, which is the flame blade. Now the flame blade will set things on fire when you hit things with it, which is pretty awesome. So let's try that out quickly. And to make it, you need a normal sword recipe, but you put 2 fiery crystals down there instead. So we've got a sheep over here we can try this on. So come here, sheep, it's still a day to die. Ugh. So as you can see, it sets them on